Good morning, meteorologist Hunter Ward coming to you live, doing a new YouTube live stream, trying to be a little bit more interactive with you folks while I spend about 15 or 20 minutes with you. Severe weather is on tap today. Some concerning trends on the models here overnight, I'll show you here in just a minute. But we've got a line of storms that's going to move through this evening. I'm thinking probably, 6 to 9 o'clock. The sun likely is going to be out all day creating that atmospheric fuel and, really intense system that's going to be moving through. So let's go ahead and turn around to my screen. Would love to thank Red Wolf Contracting Services, CP Cruise and Company, Time to Travel, and Lester Farm Bureau Insurance for sponsoring my page. Let's check on the cameras around town. The Grimes Tice Anderson camera. Live camera here. Beautiful skies around town. That's going to continue. BannerElk.com live camera as well. You can see just a little bit of tint to the sky, but really nice conditions. That's just going to kind of fire off what we call CAPE and the atmospheric CAPE as we look at the Henco Reprographics camera there in Candler. And the country fields landscaping, and you can hit up Kevin. He actually has all kinds of plants and over on Grassy Branch Road. But this new camera looks at I-40 and US 70 there in Swannanoa, and Affairs of the Hearts downtown Waynesville camera as well. In and around all, you can see a little bit of fog persisting in some locations, but that's burning off very quickly as I'll show you the Blaylock excavation camera out here in kind of the Waynesville Valley area, the North Carolina, if you live out there, the NC Department of Agriculture Research Center is right here. So all this is going to change as the day progresses. And so I'm watching this nasty system. We'll just go ahead and turn around to the models. I've got weathermodels.com. I've got the NAM 3KM up for you. Here you can see, check this out. So all day, pretty much all day, it's going to be a nice day. I think we'll see the sun out, that convective available potential energy, that CAPE that we talk about, is going to manifest itself as the day progresses. That's just storm fuel that's going to be embedded in the atmosphere, ready to go, ready to fire those storms off. So here you can see CAPE builds all day, and then by 8, 9 o'clock, look at this. I think that even this could even be closer to midnight that we'll see this line of storms. So even somewhat of a nocturnal threat with storms, and you can see this just progress out. A strong line of storms that's going to develop, take advantage of that energy, and we could even see some embedded tornadic activity. I hesitate to talk about that in western North Carolina because it's somewhat rare for us, but I do think that there is going to be that possibility for an embedded spin up. Not anything too crazy, but we could see, a little bit of isolated damage from winds, or, and we have had tornadoes around western North Carolina before. The last one that I can recall, I believe, was in 2000. So it's been a while, but, we do experience these, and this will come at night. So, keep those weather radios handy, and just be mindful of that. A lot of times if you get really close to a tornado, your phone, you start getting these alerts and updates. From my experience being around several tornadoes, storm chasing, your phone does a decent job, but, having those weather radios and things that kick on, those are important to have for your safety. So, watch for that as the evening progresses, and you can see that line moves out relatively quickly, but really gets going as the night moves on, moves into Charlotte, affects Greenville. So going to bring rainfall to most of the area. Now, it doesn't look like an extreme amount of rainfall, only a couple of tenths of inches of rain. So I think less than half an inch will be possible. But some things that I want to kind of show you. Let's talk about this convective available potential energy. So this is the CAPE map that I kind of want to point out to you guys. So this shows you, you can see the key over here, and I'll kind of dictate that out. But as the day progresses, you can see the CAPE builds. So as that sunlight, the heat, the warmth of the air, it starts to really invigorate around western North Carolina. So we've got sun hitting warm, moist air. It's beginning to get active. That's what air parcels do. They start to get active, and then they'll begin to shoot up eventually. We'll get updrafts that happen with this convective available potential energy. So as you can see, look at this. As the day progresses, we're going to get some pretty high, they measure it in JKG, joules per kilogram. And so you can see over here in this scale, anything above 1,000 is, in my opinion, can pop a storm off. The higher you get, 2,000 and 3,000, that's very big energy for storms to develop. So watch as the afternoon progresses. The whole area turns to almost a 2,000 JKG zone with, some isolated areas of 2,500 popping up. That's a lot of fuel potential out ahead of this front. And so you can see as it approaches even more, tonight, which is kind of unusual after the sun sets, to still have it. I think it's going to be kind of soupy as the sun sets, and then that front is really going to move through. We've got a widespread swath of 1,750, almost 2,000 here in Buncombe County, and even portions of Southwest, as far as even Clay County. You can see that potential energy, convective available potential energy, is there, and it's going to affect you guys this evening. It's going to be soupy, and then it's going to cause some big storms to come through. I think these will be the biggest storms that we've seen this year, and I think that they're going to bring a punch with them. So I want to, kind of getting a little bit kind of nerdy meteorological, but these are the top things that we look at. This is the STP, the significant tornado parameter here, and this is also another index that we kind of look at, just telling you how conducive the atmosphere is for tornadic development. Say a big storm comes in, it develops, and how conducive is it for it to get a feed of surface air right from the southwest? Yeah, it's definitely going to be loud tonight. You guys can comment in. I can see all those comments here on my screen, and I can answer your questions kind of here. And I hadn't done a live update here in a while, except for yesterday, and but wanted to get a little bit more interactive. So check this out, STP, right here along the the Buncombe County Madison line. 2 to 2.5. Up here, I mean, that's significant for western North Carolina. And so it's got me a little bit concerned. You can see these little embedded areas, even one right there, kind of the Wolf Laurel area of a 2 to 2.5 even. Those are things that we've got to be watching here as the evening progresses, as the night progresses. Those indices are, kind of in place to kind of help. And Lori, the time frame, kind of, let's go back. I'm thinking for right along the North Carolina-Tennessee border is probably like a 10 p.m. I think that storm front's going to arrive, 9 to 10, and then more 11 to 12. So around Buncombe County. Let me go ahead and pull up the simulated radar again, and you can see this. Excuse me. Here's your timestamp up here. It's in military time. So as it progresses, you can see this is 11 p.m. So some rain pushing out. So I'm thinking it's kind of going to be a little more linear instead of perpendicular. So places like Andrews, Murphy area, you guys are going to get in on this, I think, probably closer to like 8 or 9 p.m. and that's kind of going to sweep across western North Carolina in a fashion where it's more north-oriented. So you can see that around Jackson County, I'm thinking 10 to 11, like Silva area, Bryson City, more, 10 o'clock. So a little difficult to nail this down, but kind of looking at the radar, it hasn't developed yet or anything, so it's hard to tell. But Asheville area, this is midnight. This is the midnight frame. Those little embedded little beams right there are what kind of have me nervous. That's the difficulty in forecasting these. That's why I'm looking at the severe tornadic parameter. I can also look at the photographs of this to kind of see, how the atmosphere is twisting. Do we have surface winds from the south with a dominant wind from the west? Is that going to turn like a top or not? And it is. Yeah, Lori, I remember we did have a tornadic cell in 2020 down in Jackson County. So they do happen. And so you guys will need to be watching for that. I'll do my best if I've got a moment to kind of put out a radar grab. And if stuff gets real serious, I'll try to go live. But you can see this is kind of the progression. So what's your timestamp right here? This is 8 o'clock, military time, 8 o'clock. 20, 21, 22, that's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, radar really filling in across western North Carolina. That's 11 p.m. By midnight, it's pushing through big time right here. And then as it progresses, this is out of here very quickly. Tomorrow looks to be somewhat of a decent day, a few little showers in the morning as you get that line that redevelops, but the afternoon, it pretty much relaxes, the atmosphere relaxes, and we should see scattered sunshine, and look at that, even a few little northwest flow on that backside showing up here on the NAM 3KM. So higher elevations, I see some of you guys chiming in, Rebecca, wanting to know about, snowfall for the area. Models are really starting to pick up on an upper level low that's going to cause not problems on the roadways per se, but it could bring even a dusting of snow as far as the I-40 corridor. So let's move on to that. Looking ahead, we'll move to pivotalweather.com, and so here's that front that I'm talking about. Check it out. It's going to arrive. The snow showers, in my opinion, are going to rise very quickly in the snow chances will rise very quickly for those high elevation locations, 3,500 feet and above North Carolina, Tennessee border. They're going to rise early Friday morning, I think, kind of out ahead of this front. The 540 line is going to be dipping down. That's the atmospheric line where typically we kind of watch for snowfall to occur kind of above that. And you can see, check this out. Watch this front come in. So upper level low involved. You got the atmospheric temperatures aloft that, as soon as that precipitation gets heavy enough, it's going to be very interesting what kind of falls. There's higher elevation locations, like I've been harping on, 3,500 feet and above. NCTN, High Country Weather, you're going to be posting some awesome videos this weekend. I think, you can follow him. He's got a great stream, and he lives up Yancey County, I believe, and or I'm sorry, I think, yeah, you live in Yancey or Madison County, I believe at 4,500 feet. And so, going to definitely be, as I turn to this next frame, Friday evening, it's just hammering snow along the North Carolina-Tennessee border. It's going to turn to winter again up there. I really think that this could be a storm that coats all the trees up there. And there has been some signs of leafing out. And then look at this. Let me move it closer in. And so check this out. Right there. Even into Asheville, kind of following that I-40 line right there. Even into Asheville, those snow showers appear to be possible. You can see, check this out, Friday. That's Friday, 5 p.m. Let's look at the temperature Friday at 5 p.m. 39. So I think we'll see a rain-snow mix with this, even around Asheville, as looking at the sounding. Kind of taught you guys how to look at these. So as you follow the parcel of air through the atmosphere. So let's check right there. Around 8,500, the 8,500 millibar area. That's where freezing occurs. And then as the parcel of air, the snowflake, it's going to fall through temperatures all the way up to what this model is showing is 43 degrees. So that is at the surface. The higher you go up in the mountains, when you get to 8,500 millibar level, which is right around 4,500 feet, between 35 and 4,500 feet, that is going to be your snow level. And so that's what the upper level low, it's intact. It's over top of you. It's bringing in that, it's cut off from the rest of the atmosphere. It doesn't need help from the north. It's kind of its own entity. And that's rain, snow that's going to be falling through. It's got to get to enough warm air at the surface to melt. I think we'll see a rain-snow mix here beginning Friday evening. And then check this out. All right, we're going to run it through, continue. This thing just persists, I'm telling you. It just kind of reinvigorates itself. And then as the evening progresses, even an enhancement along the North Carolina-Tennessee border. So check this out, April 8th, guys. I'm not a huge fan of the snow after mid-March, but I don't control the weather, so I'm just kind of showing you guys what's coming. Now check this out, Saturday, get some convective energy in here, and these popcorn begin to develop, and a whole nother round Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon develops. Even got these signs of streamers out here in front, and this is wild, folks. Big time upper level low that's going to be affected in western North Carolina. Look at this sounding here, 5 p.m. Saturday. Same old, but the snow level continues to drop. Now it's around 3,000 feet. So even places like Madison, County, Mars Hill, Marshall, I bet you guys are going to switch back over to snow again. So we're going to have this weird, during the day, it's going to get warmer. It's probably going to get to 45. That's going to pop up some storms, and then the storms, as they rain heavy enough, it's going to switch to snow because that precipitation is going to bring down those colder levels. That heavy precipitation, it just doesn't melt as quickly coming through the atmosphere, so it takes more energy in the atmosphere that's not available. And so as the afternoon progresses, check it out. We just continue to get snow here. And that'll probably taper off here around early morning hours, 5, 6 a.m. High elevations, I think you'll see snow through probably 7 or 8 a.m. Check out the snowfall maps that this thing is throwing out. It even shows snowfall for downtown Asheville. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's showing 4 and 5 inches in those highest elevation locations. Even a 9-inch total there. That probably won't come to fruition. But I think a good 2 to 4 inches is definitely going to be possible for places like Mount LeConte, Clingman's Dome, Roan Mountain area, those high elevation locations, Craggy Gardens above 5,000 feet. You guys are in for, 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches of snow. And it's definitely going to be a long event as I see you guys kind of commenting in, and keep on commenting in and liking the video. I appreciate all you guys joining in. So this snowfall map, this is the GFS model. So let's kind of compare it with the European model now that this short range is kind of getting into range here. Not showing the precipitation, the accumulation like the GFS is showing. Still showing the totals around 4 inches or so in Mount LeConte area, Clingman's Dome, but not the higher end totals. But it also, this model doesn't go through Sunday morning, so you can still see the precipitation kind of out. It does go through in the OZ and 12Z, but this is the 6Z run, the most recent run that we have. So let's run it out. We'll compare it. These are the convective little showers that I'm talking about. They're going to develop all day on Friday. I think the European model is a little bit more convective happy with these systems. I actually tend to think that's where we're going with this, with the warm air at the surface. That tends to kind of be how these systems play out, with a little bit of convective energy, and this is also showing more of a mix. I think that's more accurate as well. I think we could see a sleet snow mix as well for many of you in those heavy precip zones. But as the afternoon or evening progresses, they're just going to kind of scatteredly develop across the area, all the way down to the tip of southwest North Carolina and Franklin area, Andrews Murphy, Robbinsville, Bryson City. All those locations will be getting in on mixed precipitation, of some form, I think. And I don't think this is going to accumulate now. So don't, be upset when you don't wake up and there's snow. I think that there is a chance that you're going to see that mixed precipitation. And check the European model out. It is more excited, showing a lot more potential for those pop-up kind of, and even thunder snow on there. In those higher elevation locations on Saturday afternoon, 2 or 3 p.m. and through. So, trying to give you guys a heads up that you may, the temperature is not going to get down too terribly cold until say Sunday morning, I think, and that's if the winds die down. So if you're looking at when you need to cover flowers and things, I wouldn't worry about it. There's going to be high wind gusts all day on Friday and Saturday, so I wouldn't worry too much about getting them covered. You're just wasting your time for that. The snow really won't affect them too terribly much, since it's not going to accumulate too significantly. Above 3,500 feet, you probably need to try to cover things and keep the snow off of them if you've had stuff that has kind of leafed out and bloomed out. But I think that, like Rebecca's saying, she just planted bulbs. So if you've just planted bulbs and things like that, stuff that's not above the ground is going to be fine. The ground temperatures are not going to change too much. So just trying to give you guys a heads up on what's coming. We'll do another live update as probably Thursday afternoon, Thursday, Friday morning, and just trying to give you guys an idea of what will be coming to you. Looking back at you guys' comments, want to make sure I didn't miss anything. We've covered about when to protect. Yeah, so, all right. Thank you guys for joining me. Check back soon. We'll have more information on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter at HV Ward, Instagram at AVLWX, and, Facebook, obviously, AshWX. So thank you guys for joining me. Really appreciate all of your support, and have a great afternoon. Stay safe. We'll go live if there's any type of imminent threat there for you, and have a great afternoon.